Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you had a great month. Thanks for tuning in to this July spread. It's gonna be amazing. Before I get into July, I of course want to show you my June spread. This spread was definitely successful with the type of workload that I have this month. I didn't really bullet journal a lot, but as you can see, I made my weekly spreads very simple and that seemed to help a ton. So I wanted to continue that with my July spread. And here's what I drew up for my cover page. So for this month, I was thinking I'm going to be traveling for the entire second half of the month, and I wanted something that was travel themed, of course, but a little bit out of the ordinary, not like you really see with typical bullet journals. Obviously, I'm sure somebody has done a plane, but I am so in love with these little planes that I just had to do one as my cover page. So of course I did. And I fell in love with the simplicity of the idea, but I also didn't want to get rid of that excitement that I had for the travel. So I added a bright pop of red to the plane that you'll start to see as I wrap this cover page up, but I definitely think that it brought back that excitement and added some color to the page, which I love. But yeah, I'll just let you guys watch now. Watch me draw and color in and let me know what you think in the comments below if you think it turned out pretty good or not. If you have any suggestions for next month, I'm always open to those. And enjoy! Alright, look at that. There she is. Let me know what you guys think below, if you like that design or not. I am so in love with it, and I just love how simple it is. Anyways, here's our next spread of pages. On this page, we're going to have some goals lined up. I didn't really mention this actually to you guys, but for my New Year's resolution, I decided that I wanted to read a book every month. And I do that, I just don't really show you guys what the book is, and I feel like some of you might like that and get some book ideas. So I added this section, it's called the book of the month, to the journal, and I just put a little camera beside it to carry on the travel theme. I created a YouTube tracker and an Instagram tracker. I am very low in subscriber counts on YouTube right now, but hey, why not? It's some motivation to get some more and grow as a NewTuber, as I like to call myself. But yeah, basically what I'm showing you is I have a 1, a 15, and a 31. So the 1 is the first of the month, the 15th is the middle of the month, and the 31st is the end. And below each circle, I will write how many subscribers I have during that date of the month and see if it grows at all. If it does, I'll draw like a green arrow in between the dots, and if it doesn't, I'll draw a red one, and if it stays the same, I'll just do a yellow. Once everything's good to go on that page, I'll start in on creating my July calendar. So I did this one pretty simple. I didn't want to write anything inside the boxes. I just wanted to see which dates were on which day of the week. And so I did that, and then I kind of did something different for my important dates below. I did these circles with the dates inside of them, and then wrote the other way what was the important date for that date, if that makes sense. But I like how this looks, and I think it won't be a hassle, and I'll continue to use it for other spreads. Then I'll go in and fill out each important date, and then I have some beautiful plane tickets at the bottom, which I added red to, and I actually ended up hating, but I wish I would have just left it like that, but I added the red and I used too thick of a pen, but whatever, it is what it is. Finally, gonna add my title to July and then move on to the next page after I color that in. Boom! Alright, here's the next spread of pages. I have my mood tracker on here, my habit tracker, and my goal wheel. Now, for this month, I had no ideas for a mood tracker, so I actually didn't film this during this section, but I did later on, and I'll include that clip at the end. But I started by doing the habit tracker just because that's easy. If you guys watched my last video, you'll know that I was having a hard time with laying out the habit tracker. It just got to be too much work for me, and it wasn't really benefiting me in any way. So I decided to go back to this basic version where, you know, it's just horizontal on the page. There's not a box for each habit. It definitely won't help me tell how good I'm doing at each habit, but I think this is so much easier, and since I have a busy month, this will be much easier to handle, I think. And then I just added some cute little suitcases in the corner. I did a cute little brown one and a big navy one. And as you can see, I don't know if you guys could tell, but I added the colors of the German flag onto the little brown suitcase because, as you'll see later, I may be going to Germany. And now I'm going to glue on my pie. So I cut this out. You guys all know what this is. I'll make a whole separate video on it too because I can go more in depth on it, of course. But I'm just going to cut this out, and then I'm going to draw like a little compass spinny thing that goes on the compass rose on the extra scrap paper that I have from the circle. And I'm going to cut that out and color it in down below. You guys won't see that, but color it in black and red. And actually I found out that I made my habit tracker too tall, so my wheel didn't fit on the page, and I tried to pick a category that I wasn't going to use a lot this month, so I chose friends since I'll be traveling. Sounds pretty sad, but I won't have a lot of friend interactions just because I'll be traveling for half of the month. So I cut that off and I added the little compass part, and I'll come back to the mood later for you guys. The next spread will be my week 1 and week 2. This is so much more condensed than my last spread, but I really like to keep my weekly spreads so simple and not even add any decorations like the suitcases or the cameras or anything, just because I like to only have this for the writing so that when I look at these, that's all I see and that's all I can focus on. Obviously I write it down so that I don't forget anything, and I have all my to-dos in one place, and if I have other distractions on the page, that's hard for me to do. So I just keep it simple. I did very small boxes this month because I don't really have a lot going on, and I won't even need to write anything down for the traveling part. So I did small boxes, did some titles over those, and I made a little box in the bottom left hand corner where I wrote all of the dates, and then I'm gonna write the days of the week in the larger box on the left. Moving on to the next page, I of course have to create a gorgeous packing list so that I know what I'm bringing and I don't forget anything. And actually the lettering is going to change. You can see that it changed a little bit here, but basically I did it from memory because I was recording with my phone, and I stopped the recording, looked and fixed it, and then started recording again. So that's why it looks a little different, but it worked out fine. You gotta do what you gotta do. And that's how you do it, you guys. There you go. Color it in with some red. Carry that theme out, highlight it. Those turned out horrible. I would not recommend doing that. Moving on. The next set of pages, we're gonna have my itinerary for travel and our little travel plans. So I'm just gonna create this post. I think it's like a directional post. You guys have seen these. But if you guys haven't already guessed, I'm gonna go to Germany, Paris, and Reykjavik this month. So I decided to pay a little tribute to those and put them on my post. And I'm just gonna color that in, and I wanted to keep the signs white, not really add a bunch of color to them, so I just used my gray and added shadow to that. The next page is more of some travel plans going on. I drew an Eiffel Tower in the bottom left-hand corner. So that page is gonna be my whole travel plan for Paris, and the right page is gonna be my entire travel plan for Reykjavik. So I just drew a plane on the right end, a nice iceberg with a cute little whale going in the water. And I decided that I liked it just how it was, so I erased those other two at the top and moved on. As we go into week 5, obviously I skipped the weeks that I'm traveling because I really don't see that I would write any to-dos down. I'm just going to enjoy myself and travel and be in the moment. So I skipped those weeks entirely and moved on to the final week of July. Again, setting up those boxes the same way that I did with the other weeks. And then I saved the right-hand page for some pictures because I'm planning on going skydiving on the 28th, so we'll see about that. The next set, we of course need our memories and are thankful for. The memories are my absolute favorite part of all these spreads. I just went back the other day and looked at all my memories from January, February, March, April, May, and June, and I loved looking back at it. It was so cool. So yeah, I just did those simple with some titles and moved on. Now this buddy bucket list, I created this with my best friend, and I'm not going to add to it now because it's kind of personal, but I added that in there just so I can see visually what our bucket list looks like and what we can move on to next when we finish one thing. Then on the left side of the page, I added a next month little section so that I know what's going on then. And I put a little tack at the top just to foof it up. Finally, that little thing in the top left corner that says outfit chart, I haven't really decided what I want to do with it, but it can be a full video within itself, so I'm going to save that for another video for my channel, so you guys keep a lookout for that. And before I show you the final product, I'm going to go back in, fill out my mood diagram and some other little things that I missed in between and get that all sorted through. There you go. I hope you enjoyed my July spread. A lot of talking, a lot of drawing, but it is by far my favorite spread so far. And I hope you guys loved it as well. Please comment below if you did. Thank you again for joining in and watching this July spread. and have a fantastic July. I'll see you in about a week maybe with another video.
Bye!